continue our review for the final exam for MAT 0018. Problem 29. Write an equivalent fraction to 1/2 with a given denominator of 8. So what we have to start with is a half, and we want to make an equivalent fraction to that, which has a denominator of 8. So we're looking at the denominator, and we can multiply by something as long as we do numerator and denominator. Then we're really multiplying by 1. So if we look at the denominator, we would need a factor of 4. To get an 8, do the same to the numerator. 1 times 4 is 4. Don't reduce. It would put you right back to the 1/2. 4/8 is equivalent to 1/2, and it has the denominator of 8. Problem 30. We're going to simplify a complex fraction. So we're going to write it across instead of up and down. So you have 1/4 divided by 3/8. Then we're going to change to multiplication and invert the divisor. So your first fraction stays the same. You change to multiplication. Second one flips over. Now you have a multiplication of fractions. If you have any common factors on the diagonals, you can divide them out. So on this diagonal, we can divide by 4. 4 will go into 4 once, and into 8 it will go 2 times. The other diagonal, nothing we can do. We don't care about 1. Then we will multiply across. 1 times 2 is 2, and 1 times 3 is 3. 2/3 will not reduce. 31. We're going to round 42.657 to the nearest hundredth. Notice the TH ending, and so we're on the right side of the decimal. So first we'll find the hundredth spot. The 5 is the hundredth spot. It's the penny spot. You look at the digit to the right. If it's 5 or higher, it will send you up. So it is going to send us up. So 42.66. 32. We're going to simplify square root of 49. So this is asking what number goes times itself to give 49. And 49 is a perfect square. The answer is 7, because 7 times 7 is 49. Problem 33. We're going to estimate the square root of 65. 65 is not a perfect square, so we will just try to get around it. 8 times 8 is 64, so that's below it. 9 times 9 is 81. So we're much closer to the 64. So I'm going to get very close to 8. So I'm going to say this is approximately 8.1. We're going to find the area of a rectangle 7.2 inches long and 2.4 inches wide. So you need to remember the formula for area of a rectangle. Let's make a picture. So we have a rectangle. And one side is 7.2 inches and one side is 2.4 inches. And our formula is length times width. So 7.2 inches times 2.4 inches. We'll do it right here. 7.2 times 2.4. 4 2s are 8, 4 7s are 28, and then 2 times 2 is 4, 2 times 7 is 14, 8, 12, 7, 1, and you have 2 digits after the decimal. That's what you need in your answer. 17.28 square inches. Next, we will find the circumference of a circle whose radius is 4 inches. So we have a circle, and the distance from the center to the outside edge is the radius, and it is equal to 4 inches. We want to find the distance around the circle. We have to remember the formula. Circumference is 2 times pi times r. So we're going to substitute. We'll leave our pi till last. Our r is 4 inches. If we go ahead and do our whole numbers, we have 8 pi inches. And now we'll substitute for pi. Once you substitute, it's an approximation. It's no longer exact because pi is rounded. Pi, we're using 3.14. You also need to remember pi. And then we'll do that multiplication. So 3.14 times 8. Where's our 32? 24 and 1 is 25. And you have 2 digits after the decimal. That's what you want in the answer, 25.12. And this is inches. 36. We're going to write each ratio as a fraction. So first for A, we have 9 inches compared to 12 inches. When the units are the same, they're going to cancel out, and this one will reduce. It has a common factor of 3. 3 will go into 9 3 times, and 3 into 12 will go 4. So 3 to 4. Then for B, we're going to compare 900 meters to 700 meters. The units are the same, so they're going to cancel out. And we can divide these by 100. Will give us 9 over 7. It's improper, but there are no common factors, so just leave it there in a fraction form. 37, we're going to write each rate as a fraction. A rate is just a ratio with different units, so you have to keep the units. So for A, we have 6 printers for 28 computers. We will first reduce. These have a common factor of 2. They're both even. 2 into 6 will go 3 times, and 2 into 28 will go 14. So 3 printers for every 14 computers. B, we have 150 students for 8 advisors. We can reduce these. We could at least use a 2 because they're both even. So if we do 2 into 150, we'll go 75. And 2 into 8 will go 4. So I think that's all there was. So 75 students for every 4 advisors. 38 we're going to write as a unit rate. Unit means 1, so we're going to divide these out and it will be for 1 unit. So first for A, we will write it as a rate. This would be 420 feet in 3 seconds. Because it says the word unit, we're going to divide it out to have a denominator of 1. So 3 into 420. Gives us 140, and we need to keep the rate, or the unit, as a fraction, feet per second. So 140 feet per second. Next we'll do the apples, and it is 87 cents for 3 apples. Unit rate wants to know how much for 1 apple. So we're going to divide it out. 3 into 0.87 No decimal in the divisor, your decimal goes straight up. 3 into 8 will go 2 times. 2 times 3 is 6. Subtract, bring down. 3 into 27 will go 9. 9 threes are 27. So this is 29 cents per apple.